A very good morning to all of you. I am Dr. Shagufta Khan from Calcutta's University. Today we are having the topic Introduction of a Smart Grid. So first of all, what is a smart grid? So smart grid is the interconnection of bulk generation, transmission, distribution, customer, service providers, operations and markets. So all are interconnected. You can see here in figure. So like generation, it has to be smart. So for the smartness, whatever we are having the multiple resources of the generation, like non-conventional energy resources, solar, wind, fuel cells, and conventional energy resources like steam. So multiple resources generations are generation from multiple resources we have to integrate. Then transmission, distribution. Okay, so these also have to be smart. Whatever the technology we are using in transmission and distribution, we have to use the latest technology based on the automation. Then we have the customer participation. It has to be smart. For the smart grid, like the customers are having the options to purchase electricity from the suppliers without any participation of the role. Then we have the operations. All the operations which are in which we have in the smart grid all have to be automation. Okay, then we have the markets, service providers. The competition in the markets is increased due to the role of the customer participation and the suppliers. Suppliers are having multiple options of the customer to sell the power, and the customers are also having the options to purchase the electricity from any supplier based on their requirement. Now, what is the main objective of the smart grid? Like optimum utilization of all available resources is the main objective of the smart grid. Now we have some definition of the smart grid. So the definition which is given by NIST USA, that is National Institute of Standards and Technology. So that is a modernized grid that enables bidirectional flows of energy and uses two-way communication and control capabilities that will lead to an array of new functionalities and applications. Next definition we have from IEEE, that is smart grid is a large system of systems where each functional domain consists of three layers: the power layer and communication layer, and the next one is IT computer layer. So last two layers, that is communication layer and the computer layer, are involved in infrastructure, which makes the existing power and energy infrastructure smarter. So now we have the comparison of the smart grid with the conventional grid. So for this comparison, we have taken some characteristics. Based on that, we have comparison like architecture, consumer participation, generation and storage options, power quality, new product and services, asset optimization and self-healing. So we will take one by one. Then first, architecture. So in conventional power grid, we follow the hierarchical and vertical structure. Okay, like it is vertical structure. We have master station, then it will give the command to the slave, and slave has to follow all the instructions which it will receive from the master station. Okay, so it is vertical structure. Then in smart grid we have unbundled and distributed structure. Okay, as we have already shown you the figure, there all are interconnected. Okay, the customer can have the option of any supplier, or he can contact to anyone in the grid. Okay, so here they are having the unbundled and distributed structure. Then for next characteristics, like consumer participation. So for this characteristics, in conventional power grid we have non-participative and uninformed. In this conventional power grid we are not having the consumer participation, like consumers are not having the facility to purchase the power from any supplier based on their requirement, based on their economic level. So they are not having the option in conventional power grid. They have to follow the rules of government. Okay, central government will pass to the state government, then state governments is having some different rules, so they have to follow according to that. But in smart grid we have the options, like the participation information is there, the customers are having the option to purchase the electricity from the suppliers, they are having all the information of the suppliers. Next characteristics, we are considering generation and storage options. So in conventional power grid there is no storage as such, but in smart grid there is storage option is there, like plug and play features are also there, we will discuss later. Next we have characteristic power quality. So based on these characteristics, like in conventional power grid we don't bother about the power quality. Okay, but a smart grid, and smart grid power quality is on priority. Then next characteristics, new product and services. So in conventional power grid we have limited poor customer focus, but in a smart grid we have better market and services for customers. Next we have asset optimization characteristics. For this characteristics in conventional power grid, asset optimization is very poor and little data integration is available. Next, self-healing. So in conventional power grid self-healing is not there, but in smart grid self-healing, automatic and predictive fault address, we can have the self-healing in a smart grid. Next we have some different characteristics. Based on that we are comparing conventional power grid with a smart grid, like cyber attack. So in conventional power grid it is vulnerable to cyber attack, but a smart grid is having the resilient to cyber attack and disaster management. So in conventional power grid, slow and reactive response to natural disaster, but in smart grid we have the quick response to natural disasters or any disaster which comes in power system. Then event analysis. In conventional power grid we have slow and tedious event analysis process, but in smart grid we have smart analytics with forecasting. So like we are having the option of forecasting, we can have the forecasting for the load, we can have the forecasting for any like for generation also. So this is available in smart grid. Then communication. So mostly one-way communication we follow in conventional power grid, but it is two-way communication in a smart grid. Like as you already seen that figure, all the generation, transmission, distribution, customer and the operators all are interconnected. So there is two-way communication, they can communicate each other. Then we have the predictive. So in conventional power grid non-predictive process is there, but in smart grid we have predictive process and applications. like we can predict for the load in future, even for microseconds also. So we have the predictions. Then intelligence. So intelligence, like limited intelligence, we have intelligence technologies, we have minimum technologies which we have in conventional power grid, but in smart grid we have intelligent to integrate and process critical information. In smart grid basically we have all the automation, we have SCADA system based on IED, intelligent electronic devices. So intelligent electronic devices can have their control, so it is intelligence is there in a smart grid. Then efficiency. So in conventional power grid we have poor efficiency, but in smart grid we have better efficiency, because all the operations which are happening in a grid all are automatic in a smart grid. Okay, so efficiency basically we are focusing on the power quality also in a smart grid. The main priority is on power quality. So definitely the efficiency in a smart grid is better than the conventional grid. Now we have smart grid enablers. Okay, so like in a smart grid, as I have already told you, we have the integrated generation from the non-conventional energy sources as well as from conventional energy sources. So here we have the clean and flexible generation, share of renewable energy sources to increase. Okay, then we have a smarter transmission. So for this we have FEX and HVDC system and smart grid. Then energy storage system is available in a smart grid. We can have the option to store the energy in batteries. Then system wide secure communication network, we have the secure communication network in a smart grid. Then automation which is based on SCADA energy management system. We have the synchrophasers we use. Then industrial automation we have in smart grid. Then active distribution network, sensors like smart meters and phasor management units we have in a smart grid. So phasor management units and smart meters, if we are having the smart meters and phasor management units, so definitely there is a synchronization of real time data. Okay, so like whatever the voltage and current power waveform are coming at a particular instant, so we can have that particular instant value of all parameters. Okay, then we have the smart analytics, wide area monitoring and control, which is available in a smart grid. Then market and regulatory framework. Obviously market competition is increasing smart grid, as I already discussed. Then we have new concepts or new terminologies are included in the smart grid. So like prosumer, producer and consumer. Prosumer term we are using for producer and consumer. Okay, like the supplier and customer interaction we are having in a smart grid. So that's why this terminology is newly introduced. Then we have virtual synchronous generation. Virtual synchronous generation basically it adds the artificial inertia to converter controls. If in a grid or in any machine the inertia is needed, so it can basically provide the artificial inertia. Then advanced ADMS, advanced distribution management system, to coordinate distributed management system and microgrid energy management system. So we have this ADMS. We can have the coordination between DMS and MEMS, microgrid energy management system. So thank you. It's all about the introduction of the smart grid. Next we will discuss about the